Thanks for clicking on the title or the thumbnail or whatever led you to this video, guys. Malice at the Palace is a hotly requested video for me to react to. These guys are my patrons on Patreon. They're awesome. I like Patreon. Click the link in the description. Give me some of your money. Get your name in that list. You know how Patreon works. But yeah, Malice at the Palace. Long requested. Let's get into it. Thanks for your patience in between uploads as always, guys. If this is the first time you've stumbled across me, do me a solid, hit that subscribe button. Try to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. I've got about 2 months. I'm about 500 short, so it's going to be touch and go. I need 7 or 8 subs a day. That's where you come in. If you're not subscribed, do me a solid and hit that subscribe button. But yeah, Malice at the Palace. I was doing a podcast with my friend Ron Bizzy. If you check him out, it's RONN Bizzy, B-I-Z-Z-Y. And I was on his podcast, the Help Desk podcast, and we were talking about sports in general, and he said I should react to Malice at the Palace, so here we are. I'm reacting to Malice at the Palace. I know what happens in the sense that I know there's a brawl that goes into the crowd. I don't know why though, so let's check it out.
20, Crozier 15, Tinsley 13, and Jackson with 12. All 5 stars in double figures. The Pacers have played a very intelligent game today.
Oh,
Wallace was fouled, and Wallace did
oh, he's whacked him.
Right on test. This has potential to be serious if they don't get the clean. Wallace upset.
They're going at each other. Now the whole team's coming in. They've got back up. A lot of push and shoving. Coach is getting involved. All right, now what's happening near the crowd?
Trying to keep everybody away and trying to keep the peace. But it started after our chest with a hard foul.
Okay. Hope there's going to be explanation of not just where we're.
Came over with the shot.
An ugly way for this one to wind down. There's like 45 seconds left in the whole game. Fuck, they're big lads, aren't they?
That's what Wallace took exception to, but you still can't go back that way. You've got to let it go.
Oh.
That's not that hard of a foul.
It's still a foul, though.
But not that hard. And Ben Wallace can't react that way.
Why not?
He's still charged up. Now, Wallace, I would assume, has been ejected. The way Steven Jackson's carrying on, they should eject him as well.
You can't just hit someone in the back of the head as they're fucking shooting, surely.
As quickly as possible. The problem is, if Wallace is ejected, I'm not sure. He'd have to walk.
Oh, what happened there?
Now Artest has jumped over the scorer's table and is trying to get down to the bench.
Oh, he's laying into some cunt there. What was that about? Oh, that player just fucking knocked that cunt out. That guy knocked him out. Watch this guy coming in here. Oh, from the left. From the left. Fucking lays him out right on the right. Hits him right on, like that is a clean punch. He didn't see it coming, but fucking square on the nose and upper lip. Knocks him the fuck out. Oh, if I remember, I'll put a red circle where you should look. Whack. Like, that is insane. Fucking hell, imagine. Imagine.
This is a disgrace.
A disgrace, yeah, absolutely.
Players now, they're jumping in there to try and get the other players out because the fans are coming by.
So what happened? Old mate threw a drink on someone and he was pissy and he went and decked him.
And now another fight's breaking out in front of the Pistons bench. It's a fan on the court.
Wow.
Very, very dangerous.
That's insane. If that happened in 2020, someone would get stabbed though, to be fair.
Ron Artest has a look in his eye and it's very scary right now.
Wow.
You wonder if the officials are going to let this game continue. Now they're throwing bottles out onto the floor. They're trying to get the Pacers to go back to the locker room.
That's insane.
What was
beating them with so every single person that threw something or punched a player, threw something at or punched a player, I hope they got fucking banned. That's fucked, man. Like, imagine.
The Pacers have all gone back into the locker room, and they're getting.
And the fans are having an all-in brawl.
And they're still not all the way through. And for some reason, one of the things they hold Austin Crozier out, they won't want to get under the tunnel because they're afraid for safety.
Wow.
What a disgraceful showing from the Pistons fans here.
Absolutely disgraceful. What a fucking joke. Fuck anyone that was there. If you're watching this and you fucking threw drinks on someone that was actually providing you with entertainment at the sport, fuck you. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they were punching on, but fucking, that is disgraceful. That is insane. I don't even understand the context. Like, old mate got fouled. It was an egregious foul. They had a fucking hoorah. The crowd should not have got involved. That's fucking mental.
And players and fans in danger with the emotions and the tempers being completely lost. It all started with a foul. Ron Artest with a foul. The Ben Wallace team was too hard. As you see the Pacers going underneath the tunnel trying to cover their heads.
That's nuts.
You can see the debris, some of it being aimed at it, and a lot of it you can't see that's just missing wildly.
That's insane. Security guards fucked up and did not do their job, though, like, to be fair.
Players and fans fighting in the stands before there was enough security around. Let's go to Jim Gray.
Fucking hell. Give us an analyze it. Tell us what happened.
Right next to Ron Artest when he was laying down before he went into the stands. A fan came and threw a beer and a bottle on him from point-blank range. When he got hit by that, he erupted. He knew exactly who it was, and he jumped right out after him. The fan got in very close proximity.
Can't be doing that.
That's what triggered Ron Artest, who had been lying down, even after Ben Wallace had thrown a towel at him. That's what triggered this, Mike.
Okay, so what's happened is old mate laying down, has a drink thrown at him and everything, and he gets up and he goes and attacks a person. Like, can't do that as a sports person. You just, like, obviously, having a drink thrown on you, fuck that cunt. Security failed. Security should not have had that player, that person in the crowd close enough to be able to even do that, you know? Like, they shouldn't be able to get their fucking drinks on somebody else. That's a failure of leadership and a failure of security and a failure of their duty of care toward the player from the competition there, you know? And the palace or the... Like, I don't know where the buck stops, but it's security, it's the arena, it's the league for allowing a fan to get that close to an athlete that he can do that, but it's also, like, it stops there if that athlete is mature and can think before acting, you know what I mean? And he can go, all right, that cunt's going to get banned for life. Like, I'll step back, call him a cunt, to abuse him, and watch security beat him up, like, outside the fucking stadium or whatever. But instead, he went, oh, I'm going to fucking whack him, and the rest is history, and the rest is chaos. But, like, holy fucking dooly. Holy shit, lads.
That's what triggered the big brawl in the stands. You saw what just triggered the entire incident.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm saying that the player should have had more self-control, without a doubt. Would I have that much self-control? If somebody threw a drink and a bottle over me from half a yard away, would I be able to control myself in that situation? Absolutely not. I would punch the motherfucker in the face as well, without a doubt. But I am not a professional sports player being paid millions of dollars a year to keep myself in check. You know what I mean? That's fucking... Whoa. What an experience, though, if you were there. Even if I was, like, 2 tiers back, I reckon I'd have got involved in the punch-on just because you can then say you were, you know? I was at Malice in the Palace. Fucking blah, blah, but they should all get charged. Not charged, but at least fined. Look at him, he's fucking... Look at that little bitch. Look at the little bitch on the right run away. You fucking loser. Throw the beer over him, and then as he's coming to fucking whack you, you're literally running. Look at him. Running and flopping away. You fucking loser. You fucking skirt!
It's very typical when you're a player and the fans come at you. Either physically or verbally.
That's nuts.
To restrain yourself. You just can't respond to it.
That is nuts.
So many bottles and cups thrown. There's our test after what Jim Gray reported. And you saw So there was no security around at the time.
None.
It was too late. Many of the players going in there to get Artest out of there. And it had seemed the whole thing had calmed down when that fan came at Ron Artest.
Wow.
And another incident for Ron Artest, so unfortunate, and again,
I'm gonna have to look this guy up, Ron Artest or whatever. Like,
security is able to get the fan, and he'll receive proper punishment. It's the overreaction.
All teams have been secured. Just leave the Malice.
That was Larry Brown, who tried to make an announcement to the fans. So upset with what happened.
that's nuts.
And the Pistons have some great fans, but a lot of them
Okay.
are an absolute disgrace.
Okay. Not in the building that night, they didn't, champ. Fucking hell.
With the game canceled before the time had run out, Pacers defeat the Pistons with a very Alex Torres, John Saunders in our ESPN.
That's mental.
Doubleheader. In case you've missed it, we're going to show you everything again. It started with 45 seconds left. Now, at the end of the game, I called the Detroit fans a bunch of punks. After further review, I still think they are.
Fucking A.
Not all the fans, but those that were involved in this. Those that came onto the floor, guys, and it escalated when the fans get involved.
No, there's no question. And one thing that people don't understand, when you're involved in a rivalry like this, where the emotions are running at an all-time high,
Wow.
adrenaline flowing, and especially when fans are the ones.
Look at him, he thought he was hilarious until he got his fucking face hit, didn't he? Watch him, he's laughing at him and then he realises at the last second and fucking panics. Holy shit, this guy's gonna fucking actually whack me. He laid into him too, he got two or three good hits in before he fucking, good on him too. Throws the bottle, now he's got him. 1, 2, at least 2, yeah? Fucking good. Hope he broke his cunting nose.
Because they dealt with so much ridicule from these fans, the racial slurs, I mean, throwing things, it's ridiculous.
If there were racial slurs out there as well, I'll get that.
Sometimes you just lose control emotions.
People get banned these days. Whack! Have a look at that one. Old mate literally runs down to square up. I hope he never went to another NBA game. This motherfucker. This cunt. Have a look at him. He squares up. And then shits himself when eye contact happens. He was going to fucking dog shot him. He was just going to whack him. And then he made eye contact and he went, oh, and fucking shat his pants. Pistons number 32 fan just there. Fuck you. I hope you never got another game. Old mate Artest is going to knock you the fuck out now. That's what you get, you piece of shit. What the fuck, man?
Racial slurs, I mean, throwing things, it's ridiculous.
Like, I mean, you couldn't get away with a racial slur in the crowd these days. Someone yelling out the N-word, you get banned for life. See him square up. He literally squared up. He was gonna dog shot him, and then he stopped. You fucking loser.
Players do just listening to the heckling and abuse that you take in the course of the game as a professional athlete. But we understand that's part of the territory. We understand that.
Shouldn't be part of the territory. You shouldn't be fucking. You shouldn't just be expected to put up with being called the N-word by 30,000 people or whatever. You know, like that's not okay.
Nobody's going to show that kind of superhuman restraint.
Jesus, somebody threw a chair.
Well, we all absolutely understand it, and it's going to be real interesting to see how the league.
This doesn't look like a basketball game. It looks like fucking WrestleMania. This is insane.
Ron Artest. You know Ron Artest is going to get suspended because he went into the stands. You know Steven Jackson is going to get suspended because he threw a punch. The question is, will those Indiana Pacers deserve to be suspended?
No.
That is the question right now. It's going to be real interesting.
Fucking hell, how young does he look? How young does he look? Holy shit.
To their players, because I absolutely believe they will, and hopefully the NBA will do so as well.
Rick Carlisle actually said that he felt he was fighting for his life. And again, you point out,
Yeah, fair enough.
Players, the coaching staff of 4 or 5, there are guys that are out there protecting the team. Stephen A. Smith, you just talked to Rick Carlisle. What do you have to say?
I spoke to Rick Carlisle 5 minutes ago. He says he's completely standing by his players. He does not
Fucking
believe
A.
that they were wrong. He did preface it by saying he did not see the incident, but during the game there was stuff going on that he wasn't pleased with from Detroit's side. It's not just the team, but it's fans, and certainly from the stuff that he witnessed, he is standing by his players 100%.
Good.
This entire fiasco.
And I would say so that we would all agree based on what we said. We're not justifying or saying they should have gone into the stands, but the fans are the ones who escalated this. A guy who was courtside all night long with more insight, Jim Gray.
Jesus.
Well, John, it was just a real ugly scene, as all of you guys have said, and Rick Carlisle did say in that interview with me, he felt that he was fighting for his life. I was standing
Yeah,
next
fuck
to
oath.
Ron Artest. He was just laying down on the bench. Ben Wallace had thrown a towel in his face. He really didn't react at that. He was trying to stay out of the mix, and then all of a sudden, it appeared to me that it's a cup or a bottle. A blue bottle came in, and it doused him, and he jumped up and he went out after him. Now he misses the guy. The guy who throws it's the guy in the hat right there, but he's not the guy that he goes after. And Artest was very calm. He was talking on the radio with Mark Boyle on the local radio. He had put the headset on, so the incident had basically gotten all calmed down. There you see Jackson.
Got the wrong dude,
in,
but still, fucking who, like, should have whacked him.
And it continues to spill over. Rick Mahorn, one of the former bad boys, now a radio announcer for the Pistons. You see him there on the right in the yellow shirt. Big Rick Mahorn did a great job, but then this fan who starts it all with throwing it hit Artest in the head twice. And then there was another fan right here, big gentleman on the left.
Hope that cunt got banned.
He just
I hope he got banned.
Jones and
hope he never got to attend another game in his life. I hope his kids are ashamed of him. I hope fucking
Tom Wilson feels
you fucking Gronk.
Plenty of security in the house. John, everybody comes through here through a megatometer, and they're also hand searched. So we also had some chairs being thrown. I spoke to Ron Artest as he left. He told me he was okay. He was very calm. He said, I really can't talk about it. The police are letting me leave right now. Here we see the chair incident coming through. And this prompted the police to get out their pepper spray. And Jermaine O'Neal avoided that chair, but you're going to see some pepper spray come in here. Anyway, Artest said that he was okay. He felt that it was
where was the ground control fucking 45 seconds before that?
There had been some reports that
oh, there's a riot, we better get the pepper spray. What about the 10 minutes prior? Where the fuck were the seckies? What's going on?
They will investigate.
You're at the players' bench. There's no security guards between the players' bench and the fucking...
And
it's a different era, I guess, but...
continuing.
Fucking hell.
And it just continued to be real ugly, fellas. It was just a horrible scene here, quite frightening. And Ron Garrettson said he called the game. There was just no reason to bring anybody else out here on the floor anymore. And he said the bench area is the bench area. And if you go by that, there are a few guys in the bench area, but there's going to be an awful lot of suspensions if they follow the letter of that. Mark Boyle, the play-by-play man for...
That is insane. Yeah, old mate squares up to him. Was running in to square up. You fucking loser.
Even harder by Jermaine O'Neal a moment later. John, we could go through this. There's an awful lot of tape, but the information is the Pacers are on their plane. They're headed back to Indiana. No comment whatsoever at all from any of the Detroit Pistons. They all left with the exception of Larry Brown, who spoke to the media. John, back to you.
Jim, thanks a lot. You can see the fans.
Fuck, hey.
The NBA is really the only of the four professional sports. It's the only one where the fans can actually reach out and put their hands on a player. They're that coach.
Why though? Why are they? Why
blend the players? They don't know what they went through the entire game.
That's exactly right. And Greg touched on this earlier. You know, players, you have so much pent-up frustration that you deal with over the course of your career, of the stuff that you listen to. That it's always right there below the surface, but you always show restraint, never reacting to a fan. But there's an opportunity now. You see an opportunity to actually go in there, and it's somewhat justified. Players are going to take advantage of that opportunity.
Absolutely.
And also, keep in mind again, the players will be suspended. What I'm more interested to find out what will happen in terms of security and those fans who initiated this altercation, not just from a criminal standpoint, but how will the league deal with that moving forward?
Well, it'll be interesting, but I'm interested in the criminal element of it. I mean, I remember years ago when a fan was caught throwing a snowball at one of the coaches, I think it was Green Bay, at a New York Giants game. You know, you found out who that individual was, and you had criminal charges pressed against
for a snowball.
Make sure you can do that to those despicable fans that did that tonight.
They got a few jails
fucking A, Stephen A.
tonight on that. We'll continue with more.
Fucking A. Oh, that was nuts. That was intense. I have never seen something as crazy as that on a sporting field in my entire life. That blew my fucking mind. Like, I agree with Stephen. I agree with Stephen A. Fucking, what's his name? Like, fucking... Whew. Let me collate my thoughts, right? Well, I've ended the recording and stuff. Here are my patrons. You know, you should join my Patreon and stuff like that. Patreon's good, but that's nuts, right? Because obviously as a player, you can't react. And you couldn't then, you can't now, you couldn't at any point. Like, there are people who will go to sporting events to try and get under the skin. They think they're a part of the team with their sledging or whatever. And, like, I'm one of them. Don't get me wrong. I'll go to an AFL game and I will shout personal things at the fucking players that are nearby. Like, one day, you might think I'm a dickhead, but one day I was watching the NEAFL Grand Final. NEAFL doesn't exist anymore, but it's like, was reserve grade. Basically, the reserve grade second tier competition of the AFL in New South Wales. There was a guy named Zach Jones who was playing for the Sydney Swans, right? And his older brother, Nathan Jones, is the captain of a different football team in the AFL, right? In the actual top tier, he's the captain, or he was at the time. And so, as Zach Jones was running off because he was getting benched, right? As he was running off, I was 10 or 15 yards from him, and I shouted at the top of my lungs, "Hey, someone get Jones a jacket! Someone get Jones a jacket!" And he looked up at me, and I said, "It must be fucking cold living in your brother's shadow," right? And I said that, and I shouted it out, and we made eye contact, and he flipped me off, and he got fucking suspended for the first game of the following year because he'd flipped off a fan, right? Like, that, I still view that as one of the pinnacle sporting achievements of my career, even though I wasn't playing. I literally just said something fucking good enough that he felt it and reacted, and that affected his career somehow, right? Like, believe me, I understand there are people who think it's their job, because I'm one of them a lot of the time, to go out there and get in the head of the fucking other team, right? Like, I get it, even if you're not playing. But holy shit, actually throwing a beverage on them and a physical it was a hard bottle, so you can tell the time it was at that point. It wasn't some plastic cup that you'd paid $18 for fucking light beer in, you know? But it was like an actual bottle hitting someone, and like that guy, literally, shit was breaking down and it had almost finished, and he ran back onto the court. Like, he must have, as soon as shit started happening, he must have run down to the court and he was gonna dog shot that bloke. He was literally gonna king hit him, or cowards punch him, whatever you want to call it, you know what I mean? Like, he was gonna fucking whack him without him seeing. Old mate turns and makes eye contact with him, and he just freezes and gets laid the fuck out. Like, fuck that guy. Fuck the guy with the hat that threw it. Fuck everyone. That's... Like, this is why we can't have nice things. This is why there are fences around the fucking ground in India at cricket stadiums, you know what I mean? Like, this is why we're so far back from the action, you know, like at certain events and stuff. This is why it costs so much, because they got to pay so many security guards. This is why, like, oh, that was brutal. I'm on board with the players for fucking getting, like, you got to have, like, it's 100%. They should be suspended. They shouldn't have whacked him. But I sympathise, and I probably would have done the same thing. That's mental. That is absolutely mental. Anyway, as I was saying, fucking top suggestion. This was cool. What else should I react to? Let me know different things that you think I would enjoy reaction video-wise. Let me know in the comments section. If you're not subscribed, I want to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. Can't do it without people like you who aren't subscribed, and then do subscribe. If you're already subscribed, consider becoming a Patreon member. My patrons are awesome. They get their name in this list. Certain tiers get guaranteed reactions. Everyone gets a sticker. Like, it's pretty cool. I enjoy Patreon because I get to turn some of your money into my money on a monthly basis. And, you know, having more money is always good. I'm gonna edit and upload these because, yeah, this is intense. Might go live. I don't know. I'll see you when I look at you. You'll see me when you look at me. Thanks for watching.